Maybe it's echoing because I have my mic too loud. Start this. Why it's not moving? Oh, I mean, I guess. Okay, okay, okay. Move that over here. Click this. I'm gonna. Oh, this was easy. Already set up and everything.
The music just turns me on.
Um, yeah, I don't think I want to go. Yeah, I don't think I want to go live today. I think I'm gonna be me, myself, and I. That's all I got in the end. And then I found out. I'm not even about to respond to this right now. This is annoying. I ain't see it. Fuck that. That's what I really gotta learn to start doing. Just being like, fuck that. Wendy's employee got fired after video shows a man bathing in the kitchen sink. In the kitchen sink! This egregious behavior is completely unacceptable and counter our safety training and operational standards. Wow, that nigga's whole body is in there. White people are gross. Why did he do? See, this is not how I wanted to start this. Not at all. Not even in the least bit. But yo, and hello, it's me. Just gonna be T Marie, and this is yet another episode of PCPOV. Thank you for tuning in once again. Happy Friday, happy Valentine's Day, happy Love Day, happy Single Awareness Day. If you are, anti love, anti Valentine's, and all of that, feel free to be, however you want to be. Don't let nobody tell you you bitter. You might be, but don't let nobody tell you that. Yeah, today I woke up. I just was like, I was gonna do the episode today. I got mad editing, and I gotta get to do actually. Like, there's so much that I want to do, so much that I've been planning to do, and I have so little time. But today, am gonna dedicate all of my extra energies because I don't have no plans. I told myself a while ago, I'm not making no plans with nobody on Valentine's Day if they not my man. Like, I tried that, been there, done that. Niggas have ruined it. Not doing it again. So I'm gonna take this day to be, as productive as possible. I might actually get up and go find me a workspace for the day and get this work done because I can't just sit around the house. Actually, no, I need to sit around the house because I got mad laundry to do. So that's on the list. So yeah, it's all about getting my shit in order, my ducks in a row today. That's how I'm gonna be spending my Valentine's Day. Let me know how y'all gonna be spending y'all Valentine's Day or how y'all have spent it, because I'm pretty sure this is gonna come out way after Valentine's Day. But anywho, let's get right into it. I told y'all I'm trying out this new structure. So the very first segment, yet again, is what had happened. So this week, what had happened was we had the Oscars. I don't really do what you call it award shows like that anymore, right? But I do catch all of the updates and all of the highlights and the best dressed, worst dressed list and who did what and whose speech went viral and blah blah blah. So, Joaquin Phoenix had a really really good speech. He pretty much called out, white Hollywood and saying that, black people, need more representation, people of color, women, all of that good stuff. He said all of the things that, white people have heard black people say but didn't pay attention to. So he used his white privilege to therefore say it yet again. and it made a lot of people in the audience uncomfortable. Like they panned through the crowd a little bit, and well, maybe it was at the Oscars or was that BAFTA? I might be confusing the two, but it doesn't matter. He did it at one of these award shows. Um, and yeah, and the people in the crowd just was like so uncomfortable, but they need that. Like, y'all need to be uncomfortable because people, especially it being Black History Month and everything, like people be wanting to claim willful ignorance to shit that is just so blatant. Like, all the blogs talk about it, all the news outlets talk about it, all the politicians talk about it one way or another. So to just pretend like that kind of injustice and equality does not exist is just out of control. So you could be as uncomfortable as you want because somebody said it out loud, but it needed to be said. So oh well, fuck your feelings. um Billy Porter, I know that was at the Oscars. Billy Porter came to slay, as he has been every award show. Like, I feel like Billy Porter just woke up one day after polls went like crazy and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna kill these bitches every chance that I get. Like, I've been underground. Those who knew, those who knew. Those who are just finding out, well, here it is. Here he has arrived, and he does it every single time. Like, every single event, everything. Billy Porter pulls out all the stops, and he just keeps getting better and better. He had this little purple number, and purple is my favorite color. He had this little purple ruffle with these things and like a cape and like this just well tailored suit and like this giving me hat, giving me. I mean, some people say it was giving Darkwing Duck, but if Darkwing could never, like ever, you feel me? Like, Billy Porter just kept so classy, so just I can't. And for people who get so upset at him, and for people who feel like, oh, he's threatening masculinity, he has always been a gay man. He has always known what side of the fence he was on, so he can't be offending anybody who is not on that side. Like, if like unless he was out here posing as a straight cis hetero, yeah, a straight cis hetero male, and then was wearing all of that, then you can't say he's what you call it, attacking anything. Go holler at the Uzis and the Young Thugs and all of them niggas. Go holler at them niggas if you want to feel a type of way. Like, go holler at them, but leave Billy the fuck alone because he did not come to play. Freaking Russ and Ciara. That was another really, really good couple. A really, really good look. Ciara's pregnant with their third baby. It's just so adorable. It's this whole thing with people talking about Russell Wilson is corny, and how, women never want corny niggas until after they done got their heart broken and blah blah blah. And as much as that annoys me to say has some truth to it, it's like niggas don't understand though. Like, yes, he may come off as corny, but he does not come off as swaggerless or personalityless. Like, you look at him and yeah, he might be like a little bit of a cornball, but it's like one of those like that's part of his charm, I guess. Like, he's not out here trying to be super machismo, super, thug, whatever, whatever. Like, he's not putting on, but he has a lane, and he knows what his lane is, and he wears his lane well. You can see it in his pictures. There's pictures of him where he gives a certain little eye, or like the hair is coiffed in just a simple way. Like, people were coming at him at the Oscars because he had the Fabio hair. They done photoshopped that man on every light skinned person with, wavy hairs, body, and I cackled. I can't even front. Like, I legitimately cackled at all of them. But it was just like, I feel like people go out of their way to call Russell Wilson corny because they don't believe that Ciara deserves to be happy with him. Because they've seen her date Bow Wow, which looked ridiculous. They've seen her date Future, which was kind of like, really, girl? But now that she's happy and she found a man who loves her and who took her and her first kid in Future's out here dodging child support from all of his baby mothers. So she just found her way to not be one of them. And niggas just can't let her live. And I think that that's so foul. Like, I really and truly believe, like, she's seen the error in her ways. She's looked at her life and was like, listen, this is not it for me. I done made I done made some questionable choices in my life, but I refuse to let that define me. And she went and got herself married, got herself a good man, got her somebody who actually cares. You done heard about him buying back her masters. You done heard about all of the beautiful things that he's done. He done had to cut her out of her Oscars dress because she's so pregnant and couldn't get out of it. But just he loves her. Let them be happy. Like, why y'all gotta come at this man neck? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand at all. Like, why doesn't she deserve? Like, I don't. I really don't get it. The Super Bowl happened, didn't watch it, didn't care for either team. I don't know nothing about neither one of them. I heard a black quarterback or somebody won, so good for him, I guess. Black History Month. Um, mm. Amber Rose with this bash and slash forehead tat. Listen, Amber Rose still got body for days. Is still super cute, bald and all. A forehead tattoo is not going to take away from none of that. She still got money. She still has notoriety. She's still, you know, a celebrity. So, I do I think it's dumb? Yeah. I mean, a forehead tat, like, you're mad light skinned, ma. Like, that's I mean, you can always just grow your hair and, like, grow bangs over it or just throw a wig on it, like, when you feel fanciful. But a forehead tattoo, like, you already got to pick up your kids from school with, the super banging body, making all the other regular moms look and feel insecure. You already, are super gorgeous, way prettier than, the average mother of two kids would look. But you gotta show up to schools and parent teacher conferences and why? I just don't get it. Like, it's just certain things that, like, I understand, like, fuck it. Like, I understand the fuck it, you only live once thing, but why that of all things? Like, why couldn't you get, like, their faces tattooed on your titties? Or, get a sleeve done of, like, their baby pictures or their feet or something. Like, why on your forehead? Like, I just don't get that. Like, is it. I don't even know what to say. Like, I really don't know what to say. I need to move on because I don't want to be rude about it. It's let's not. Oh, speaking of celebrities with kids, so you have her showing her kids love with a forehead tattoo, and people are like, "Oh, it looks amazing. Oh, da 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 da," and I think it looks stupid as hell. But then on the other hand, you have D Wade coming out and saying that he accepts his son's now daughter's acceptance or declaration of transition as they now want to be called Zaya instead of I forgot what his name was before, but people are coming at D Wade crazy like, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you accepting this? This is horrible. Like, people want him to hate his son or now daughter so bad, and I don't get it. Why do you want this man to hate his child? Why? If listen, when you were 12, you knew you liked one sex or the other, or maybe you didn't. Some people are late bloomers. Some people are asexual, so I'm not talking about them. However, when you were 12, 13, 11, 10, especially as black and brown children, some of us already started developing. Some of us already started getting boobs and, getting, chunkier, thicker, whatever you want to call it. As little kids, you knew that at that age. You knew to play manhunt and blah 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 and all of that at that age. You knew what was going on at that age. Some people had their first boyfriend and girlfriends at that age. Crushes, a little bit different. You done had school dances at that age. So to say that the child doesn't know that that's what they would like to identify as moving forward is a stretch, especially because at when we were that age, we didn't have as much access to information as kids that age now have. They have smartphones, they have the internet, they have blogs, they have chat rooms, they have group chats, they have student organizations, all of these things in place to be able to come to very clear and decisive decisions about their personalities and things that they like. Now, do I agree with hormone therapy and all of that? Probably not. That's where I kind of draw the line. But personal identification and sexual preference, that's fine. But chemically doing things to a child's body is a little much, because you wouldn't want to give a 12-year-old a boob job or a nose job or nothing like that. Like, you wouldn't do things like that. So why would it be okay to give, children chemical chemically alter genetic chemical altering drugs, or however the fuck you supposed to put it together? I don't know. I'm not a specialist, but I'm just saying, when I think about it, that's just how I feel about it. Do I have children? No. And I gotta say that because people love to say, "Oh, well, you don't have kids, you don't know," and da da da. And it's like, yeah, you're right. But for me, I've always been a person who is able to say, like, I hear you, and I know that that's what you want to do, but and that's just keeping things like thinking about things objectively and not just emotionally and all of that. But D Wade supporting his kid, I don't see how people could be upset about it. I really and truly don't. I mean, I wish more parents did, think about it, have different feelings about it, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure there's shit that you did as a parent that your kid wouldn't fucking, approve of if they got old enough to know what was going on. So the fucking nerve. Just at that juncture alone, like, end the discussion. Like, it's not even about going back and forth. It's just really like, you're not perfect as a parent, as a person, whatever. So just accept your kids, love your kids, and, help your kids grow to be the best people that they could be, because we already have enough assholes in the world. We don't need no more. That's legit. Like, we definitely don't need no more. So I'm gonna just leave that at that. What else had happened? Ooh, Juicy Smouye has been indicted. He's been indicted for his hoax with the pretend MAGA twins jumping him in Chicago and beating him up and, taking his sandwich and causing Chicago PD so many man hours and trying to investigate and figure out what happened and who did it. And, it was all a lie. And they pressed charges on that ass, and he has been officially indicted. And so, now that's going to play out. And people are now asking, is he ever going to be able to bounce back? Will he be able to have a career after this? And to that, I say the answer is, I don't know. It depends on the people. The people are the ones who tune in. The people are the ones who, give him the views and the eyes and the attention. And so if people can overlook the fact that, he lied like that, then, he'll have a career. But if they can't overlook it, then sorry for him, because that was so damn unnecessary. Like, nobody had to, that was not necessary. Like, nothing about that was necessary. It wasn't necessary to blame it on MAGA. It wasn't necessary to talk about the noose and the bleach and the N word and all of this, and none of it was necessary. So I hope he really has time and has had the time to sit and really think, like, yo, why the fuck did I do that? Like that was so dumb. Like I really could have just not did nothing. Actually, he really could have just got on Instagram live and, twerked with the sandwich and got just as much views and fucking clicks if he really thought about it. Like all he really had to do was set up his phone in his room with his sandwich and just twerk to whatever song was popping at that time. One of his songs, if he sees fit and is so moved. And that could have been that. Like people would have clicked on it. I would have clicked on that shit to see Jussie Smollett twerking on camera with a Subway sandwich, talking about hey, like that would have been lit. Like he could have just did that and been silly, or had a friend. I don't know. He could have did anything else for the attention, anything else. And this just goes to show that there's constant need for attention. There's constant need for all eyes to be on you. It is driving people to do some really, really crazy, insane things, and it's not good. It's not good. And I mean, I get it. With the views comes money, and everybody is chasing money because the rent everywhere, especially in New York, is too fucking high. And I get it. Bills got to get paid, all of this. I get it. I get it. But that can't be the motivator. Like you just got to try everything but making an ass out of yourself. Sometimes. Sometimes making an ass out of yourself could go well for, people who like to get their wigs snatched off on Instagram clips, or, talk, whatever else you got to do. Like the little boy who fake sneezes on people in the supermarket and almost got beat up recently. Like, if that's the route you want to take, then by all means, like, don't let nobody stop you. But is that the only route you have? That's the question. Is that the only route you have? Because Jussie could have really sat with a promotion team or a publicity team and been like, so now how can I go viral? Like, it could have been anything. Oh my God, I don't know. I wish I was on live right now because somebody else got to understand what I'm talking about. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's. Oh, I don't get. It's like you don't want to criticize people, right? You don't want to criticize people because you don't want to come off like you're judging, or you a hater or whatever. But if you just ask yourself certain questions about certain things, it's like, did I have to do this? Should I do this? Do I have to do this? And what happens if I do this and it goes wrong? Those are questions that people need to ask themselves more often before they do certain things. And I think that would definitely, like, slow down some of the processes of shit that has happened. Like with the passing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, everybody wanted to rush to go get tattoos, do artwork, get merch, whatever, just so they could get the clicks, the eyes, the likes. Some of them were very good, very tasteful. Some of them came out very, beautifully. But then there were people who did shit that it was like, come the fuck on. Like, you knew better than to post this shit. You knew that this wasn't it. But you knew that it was going to get the clicks and it was going to get the views and it was going to get the likes, and you posted that shit anyway. Why you do that to that man? Why? He ain't deserved that. Like, literally. Can you not? Like, just disrespectful. Like, some of those freaking portraits and shit that people came out, and this is just me talking shit because I don't have any drawing abilities, but I know better than to get my ass with some pen and paper to fucking draw a mural knowing I can't really draw like that, then finish it and look at it and be like, yeah, this is it, and post it knowing damn well it's nowhere near. I couldn't do it. I legitimately could not do it. And so for people who end up doing shit like that just for clicks and just for likes, it's like, you gotta stop like, at what point do we say stop the madness? Like, for real. For real, for real. What's next? So yeah, Jussie Smollett, Juicy Smouye, whatever, Jussie Smollett. I hope he gets punished. I really and truly do because he ain't even have to do that. Like that was so unnecessary for him. Like he ain't had to do all of that. So I hope he gets exactly what he got coming to him: community service, house arrest, whatever. I don't care what it is. He deserves it all because that was dumb. Next topic. Mm. The fallen stripper from Stripper Bowl. So Shorty is at Stripper Bowl. For those of y'all who know, uh, was on the pole, 15 feet in the air. Went to do a little kick, flip trick thing. Fell flat on her face and like a part of her arm, and ended up trying to just get up and twerk it off. You know, they just showed a little clip of it. They didn't show her leaving the stage or whatever the case may be, but she looked as if she took it like a champ. Turns out she broke a couple of her teeth, broke her jaw, fractured, some ribs and some things, and she was pretty fucked up. And what went from people laughing at her and thinking it was funny went to people sympathizing with her. And I was like, yo, like that's crazy that you took it like a champ like that. Like we just thought that, you fell and just dusted it off, but you was really fucked up. Like niggas admired that. Niggas was like, yo, you really a soldier, shorty. Like a bitch like me fall from that high. First of all, I'm dying of embarrassment. I'm probably laid out right then and there. Like somebody gonna have to come get me. Like I'm not getting up on my own. Like I'm not showing niggas that I made it through. Like you gonna know right then and there a bitch is hurt. Like that's it. That's pack it up. I'm done. But Shorty, rode out. So one of her best friends made a GoFundMe for her. And sis came up like 33 grand. And people laugh at this GoFundMe shit, but they only laugh at the people who don't get no money from it. Like they really only laugh at the motherfuckers who fail at GoFundMe. Because when GoFundMe works and niggas get, they come up, most motherfuckers just respect it and they just be like, yo, that's crazy. But for the niggas who be struggling with their GoFundMes, that's when niggas be like, oh, that's whack, da 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 da, you begging, cause nobody said that this bitch was begging. Nobody said nothing about her when she came up, and they reported how much money she got. So, good for her. I hope, she takes this money, first and foremost. She gets herself, back in good health. That's crazy that you gotta suffer, broken bones and shit like that for the love of, I mean, I guess let me not compare strippers to athletes. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But no, in all seriousness, I hope sis, gets her bread first and foremost. Like I hope that don't nothing, no fuck shit happens with that. But invest in something, girl. Start a business or something. Leave the pole alone. It's dangerous out there in them stripper streets. Like take this as your blessing and start a lash business or make outfits or do like a drop ship company or start like an Etsy store and sell outfits and stuff like that to other strippers and then let that be your business. But I wouldn't go back out there. Like I think that would be my last day. Like that would be the day I retire, hang up my heels and my G-string, please retire me cuz I'm done. That would be it. But good for her. I hope everything works out. But what else? What else? What else? There was one more thing, and I came across this on Facebook, and it was this article about how teachers have been quitting because they feel like the students are too unruly. And so this was written about a school or schools in Mobile County, Alabama. But when I look at it and think about it from a perspective of a New York City teacher's situation, like I feel like it might just be schools all over because these kids are a little out of line. Like I take that back. Not even just New York. Because as soon as I said that, I'm thinking about all of the videos of students talking to teachers crazy, teachers having to slam their students through tables and having to like really box these little niggas up because they getting to be bigger than they getting big in their britches, like literally and figuratively. Like these motherfuckers are huge. Like a lot of these kids are huge. Like funny story, I'm sitting in a Starbucks yesterday and I'm standing on the phone and I'm looking out the window and I see these two girls about to get ready to fight. And one of the girls that, is about to fight has a friend come from like the side and Shorty look like she's my age. Mind you, these little girls gotta be maybe middle school, high school. They're younger than high school, younger than 10th grade. Very like they're not 10th graders. So they were either ninth graders or 7th or 8th graders. So anywhere between there. But these motherfuckers were humongous. And when I saw them about to fight, I'm trying to look in the crowd and I'm like, yo, some of these motherfuckers look like full grown adults. Like, yo, no, this little girl got to come in this store because we don't know what's going on now. Like, what is happening? Like, y'all are huge. Like, some of y'all look like babies. Some of y'all look like baby fathers. Like, I don't understand. Like, what is happening? So teachers are having to deal with these kids who are way smarter than we were when they were their age because we didn't have the technology they have, who are way more, who are way bigger than a lot of us were when we were their age because I don't remember being, what, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I was still wearing kitty clothes. Like I didn't cross over into like teen clothes until well in my teens. Like I was still in the junior section for mad of my life. A lot of these kids is passing junior section and straight into the adult section. Some of these little niggas is in big and tall. So like these kids is a lot. So I say all of that to say, according to the study, they're saying nearly 14% of American teachers are either leaving their school or leaving teaching altogether. And school systems are having a hard time replacing them. And although it may seem like 14% is not a lot, but you got to think about it. The New York City public school system, or any public school system, was already seriously lacking resources and staff forever. This has been forever. That's part of the reason why a lot of schools had to break down into campuses. A lot of schools had to turn into charter schools. Like all of these new additions and new changes to the school system is because they were already underdeveloped and underserved to begin with. So now to even reduce that even by a little bit more, 14%, that's putting it at a disadvantage even more. Like most kids in school these days, I don't know if a lot of y'all know this, but most kids don't even get textbooks no more. Like, you know how when we were kids, we had to get textbooks for every subject. Some of them was thick, some of them was hardback. You had to bring them to school on certain days because they didn't let us have lockers, or maybe that was just a New York thing. But anyway, these kids get pamphlets and a folder and little notebooks and shit they print out at Staples or, FedEx or Kinko's or what. Do they even still have Kinko's? Did I just age myself? Whatever. It's part of what happens when I just get to rambling. Like, I be telling on myself. But, yeah, like, these kids don't even get the same tools and shit that we got. So this is really sad that because these kids don't know how to act and these parents is not acting no better, that people are not giving, teaching and taking child education as seriously as they should. And it goes to say that, they don't pay teachers shit. Like, let's be all the way real. Like, I know a couple people who, are teachers because they actually do truly love, you know, mentoring and teaching children and being that positive role model, and some of them are really great at it. But to say that all teachers are great and love their job would be a huge lie. We know the teachers who only did it because, they couldn't do nothing else. We know the teachers who got tenure at an early age and so they gave up a long time ago. Kids know the teachers that don't give a fuck. Like they know that. Like as a kid, I could tell you all the teachers that I knew for a fact didn't give a fuck, and I could tell you the ones that I know for a fact did. But to say that there are people who would love to teach and want to teach but can't teach because they can't get these kids together, I think that that's horrible. I really and really and truly do. Like I just having students playing video games on their phone, just getting up, walking around, yelling at each other as if they were just hanging out at the house instead of at school. Where are they? Where they are to learn? He says when he tried to reason with the troublemakers, he was ignored, and when they asked for help from school administration, they seldomly ever got him. Write them up. Write them up was just kind of the thing. Write them up. And if they get so many write ups, then we'll deal with it. No specific number, just write them up, and at some point, we'll try to address the behavior that way. Then it was called the parents. Write them up and call the parents. And some of the parents come up to the school and want to, raise hell and don't want to have conversations, and they feel like them being called to the school is a testament to their poor parenting, which a lot of times it is, but nobody wants to talk about it. But it's just bad. There's really no other way to say it. And as much as I try to want to make an excuse or flower it up or say it nicely, sometimes there is no nice way to say it. Some people are just unfit parents. Some people are just, doing the best that they can and they're frustrated that it's not working. Some people are, just ill equipped. But regardless of the reason, something got to get done. Because if these are the kids that are supposed to, be the next generation to carry the future forward, niggas is in trouble. And that's just that. Like some of these kids is gonna be alright, but some of them not so much. Cause think about it, like we had video games and shit when we was kids, right? Like you would want to rush home and play your video games or whatever. These little niggas, like the article said, these little niggas got video games in their hand every day, all day. Why wouldn't they want to just play that shit? But at least try to like fluff up your teaching skills to be able to combat that type of, attention, that fight for attention. Like I know one person on my Facebook, I can't think of his name right now, but shout out to you. He's a teacher. And I've seen him post where he tries to be interactive with his students. It may seem corny to some people, but I'm sure he gets through. Cause he'll dress up, he'll get good activities and all types of shit, and like will actually try different things. And I believe that he posts in order to like give other teachers or other people inspiration to like take their job kind of seriously. Like you competing against the internet, my nigga. Like as a teacher, as a parent, as a guardian, as a mentor, whatever, as a coach, whatever, you are competing against this little thing right here. The thing that we can't wait to get out of these little niggas' faces and go get on and go play on and blah blah blah. Like just as much as we want to be on our phones and just be scrolling and shit, imagine a child. Like the only reason why we don't do it as much is because we know we need time to go do other things and adults and take care of life. But these little niggas with no kids in the world, why wouldn't they want to be on this shit all day? You don't make it right, but somebody's got to do something. I don't necessarily have the answers on what, but I know something need to get done. So with that, I'm gonna take a little break, and we're gonna be right back. Yo, yo. Can I kick it? So yeah, I had to take a little break. Now we're back at it. So before I get into the topic of the day, I had a question that needed to be answered. And my question is, do you or do you not find it weird eating in the street? And when I say the street, I mean that like any public place that's not a food court, restaurant, whatever. I mean like you're walking down the street, you're eating something. Is it acceptable if it's in a bag, in a container, in your hand, like in a plate? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I have varying thoughts on eating in the street, but I want to pose the question first. Before, I mean, I don't have a problem sharing, but I do want to open the floor for discussion. Because I had a thought the other day. I was on the train and was starving, and I wanted to eat my sushi so bad. And so I waited until like I knew that there was nobody on the train and whatever to eat my sushi. And as soon as I saw people starting to come on the train, then I kind of closed it back. But I just thought like, why is it that I feel that way about eating on the train and like eating in the street? Like, where did that come from? Why do I feel like that? So yeah, I'm gonna open the floor for a question that needs to be answered. So there's that. So the topic of the day, because it is Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna keep it in the spirit of love. Who should plan the dates? Should men be responsible to plan dates, or should women be responsible to plan dates? And I asked this question because I came across a meme that was like, men are supposed to shoot their shot, plan the dates, and do something else. LOL, y'all are useless. And I just was like offended to say the very least, because I do believe I appreciate when a man plans a date, but I believe that only in the beginning of the relationship. Like in the very beginning stages of everything, I feel like he should be the initiator. Like once we have an established, relationship, situationship, understanding, whatever, once we are at that level, then I will feel more comfortable planning stuff and making plans and all of that. And I say that because it's not unusual for men or anyone really to feel like if you plan the date, you should pay for it. And I laugh because I'm a firm believer in that. Like, if you want to make plans to see me, if you say you want to do something, then I leave it up to you to plan it and pay for it. Because I know if it was me and I say, hey, I want you to come with me to this, I want you to do that, or blah, 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 I would pay for it. So that's probably the real reason why I don't plan dates is because I'm not, oh shit, it's because I'm not gonna call you up and tell you, hey, let's go out to get blah blah blah, or let's go get something to eat and yada yada yada, and you gotta be the one to come out of pocket. Like I feel a way doing it unless we have a established understanding. I'm not that rude. Like I may be rude, but I'm not that rude. But I just want to know, like, who feels like men can't plan dates? Like men planning dates is just so, I don't know how to explain it. It just feels good. Like it's nice. Like for him to be like, yo, get dressed, we're going to go do this and we're going to go do that, or are you doing anything on Saturday? Because such and such is happening at such and such, and I want you to come. Like, that just feels nice. Like, when that happens, I'm very happy. Like, I don't know. Like, why wouldn't a woman want that? Like, why wouldn't, like, if you can't take lead and be sole provider and blah blah blah, the least you can do is plan a dinner date, call, make a reservation. Like, is that really too much to ask of these niggas? Is like, is it really above your comfort level to fucking now everything is online. Like you don't even got to talk to nobody if you don't like talking to people. You can just Google how to make a reservation at. So to me, I just don't get like why women wanting such basic shit is always a problem. Useless nigga, because we want you to plan the date, holla at us, be the man. That's making us useless. Like, come the fuck on. That was insulting, low key. Cause what about when y'all are out and your food is wrong? Who gets it made right? Who gets you the discount on your fucking bill because she called and complained and told them about your service being fucked up? And so you got a free month. Who useless, my nigga, useless. You that thing about words meaning things is very real. And to use the word useless is fucking infuriating. Like useless. LOL, y'all are useless. Like that shit just the audacity. That's what I get upset about it. Like no funny shit. Like I'm laughing but it's not funny. Shit like that is what makes me upset. Like that audacity, like the fucking nerve. Useless. Keep me near the cross, Lord, because I'm just certain things I cannot. Yes, women can be a handful. We can be moody, we can be emotional, we can be irrational, all of those things. But the benefits that we bring to the lives, I won't say all women, but a lot of women, a lot of women are more of an asset than a liability. It is not our fault that you have decided to procreate or to, postulate, if you will, with some of these women who are not of the ilk which I speak. However, you got to stop acting like the other ones don't exist. The same way women got to do the same. We can't call all of y'all niggas fuckboys, but a lot of y'all are very fuckboyish. A lot of y'all, and the thing about it is that for the majority of what I've understood in speaking to a lot of my female friends is that some of us, and I'll include myself in that, some of us are willing to help you past your fuckboyness. Like we're willing to help you shed that layer of ain't shit. Like we're willing to help you. You just won't help us to help you. So you end up getting lumped in with them too. But that's not our fault. That's y'all. Y'all know better. I'm just saying. But to not get distracted and put off topic. What is the fucking topic again? Yes, who's supposed to plan dates? Cause like, how can I say this? I can't. I'm thinking about it and I can't say it. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna come back to it. Cause it's there, but it's not there, and I want this to be said in a very careful way. So we gonna move on from that. I don't think I have anything else on my list of topics. Yeah, I don't think I got anything else going on. Let's see. What do I have saved on Instagram? I might be overlooking something. Do 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 do. Yeah, I ain't been saving much of nothing Well, guess that's it for this week's episode. Until next time. This is a whack and outro. I was caught off guard. I thought I had much more shit to say, but I might have gotten too high. My bad. But we gonna see. Later.